Bad days don't break you. They reposition you, if you let them. When the day turns sour, you try to outrun it. You work faster, talk louder, scroll harder, drink more coffee. You call it pushing through. But what you're really doing is obeying the mood. Most people miss this part, and it costs them the whole day. Picture the moment it starts. A message lands wrong. A small mistake happens. Someone's tone feels sharp. Nothing explodes, yet your chest tightens. Your mind begins making a case against reality. And that's where the real problem begins. The Stoic reset is not positive thinking. It's a 5-minute return to your seat. Not the seat in the room, the seat inside you that decides what matters. Because here's a hard truth. Your day is not your life. A bad day is a test of position. First, you stop moving for 10 seconds. You keep your eyes open. You feel your feet through the floor. You drop your shoulders on purpose. This doesn't look like strength. It looks like stillness. But stillness is where control hides. If you skip this, you stay in reaction mode. And then every small thing feels personal. Next, you name what's happening quietly. Not, I am angry, just, anger is here. Not, I am failing, just, pressure is here. When you merge with the feeling, it drives. When you label it, it becomes weather. Mood is weather, not identity. But there's another layer most people get wrong. Now you separate facts from the story. The fact is, a deadline moved. The story is, they don't respect me. The fact is, you made an error. The story is, this proves I'm incompetent. Your mind adds a soundtrack to every event. Stoicism is taking the soundtrack off. If you don't, you argue with ghosts. And because of that, you waste energy you don't have. Then you shrink the day to one next action. Not the whole week, not the whole problem, just the next clean move. Send one message, write the first 3 lines, fix the one mistake you can actually fix. This doesn't look like a reset. It looks like something small. But small action restores agency. If you ignore this, you stay stuck in analysis. And that's when fatigue starts acting like fate. Now you remove one source of noise. Put the phone face down. Close one tab. Step away from the group chat. Bad days feed on input. They grow when you keep checking for updates. Most people think information calms them. It doesn't. It multiplies the problem. And that opens the next trap. The next trap is rehearsal. You replay the scene again and again. You practice what you should have said. You imagine what they might do next. Your body reacts to imagination like it's real. That's why you feel tired without moving. So you cut the rehearsal with a single question. What is required of me right now? If you can't answer, you're not thinking. You're spiraling. And because of that, your tone hardens without permission. Now watch your language, because it programs you. On bad days, you use heavy words. Ruined. Always. Never. I can't. Those words turn discomfort into destiny. Swap one word, and the nervous system softens. It doesn't look like stoicism. It looks like being precise. But precision is a form of power. If you ignore this, you inflate the day in your mind, and then it starts taking space it didn't earn. Now, you choose one voluntary discomfort, something simple, controlled, and clean. Wash your face with cold water. Stand and breathe slowly for 30 breaths. Take a short walk without music. This is not punishment. It's proof you still command yourself. If you avoid all discomfort, you become fragile. And then a bad day becomes a bad week. But there's one more point that saves hours. You stop outsourcing your state. You don't text 5 people to vent. You don't ask the world to confirm your mood. You keep it contained until it's clear. Because complaining feels like release, but it's a contract. It keeps the feeling alive. If you ignore this, your bad day recruits an audience. And that's when it becomes your personality. Here's the twist. The day isn't heavy. Your resistance is. When you stop resisting, the day loses its grip. You can still do what needs doing. You just stop adding extra suffering on top. And there's a quiet final move before you sleep. At night, you close the open loops gently. You take 1 minute and tell the truth. This happened. This is what it means. This is what I release. Then you stop negotiating with the past, because tomorrow doesn't need your leftovers. If you skip this, your mind keeps working in the dark, and you wake up already behind. So you return to your seat again. Feet on the floor. Name the weather. Remove the story. Choose the next action. Reduce the noise. Hold your state. 5 minutes. Not to fix your life. To stop the day from stealing it. And when the day tries again, it meets the same wall. Quiet. Clear. Unmoved.